The Truth Tellers, a name that had begun as a light-hearted jest but soon became something far more profound, a symbol of their collective recovery. Downstairs, Ethan sprawled across the living room floor, his math homework spread out before him. He'd been moved up to an advanced class, his confidence growing now that the shadow over their home had finally lifted. Above him hung a framed certificate from the police department, for outstanding bravery and service to others. Ethan still insisted he'd only done what anyone would have done, but Grace knew better. She paused in the doorway, watching her son work. The therapists had warned her about possible trauma responses, delayed reactions to the stress he'd endured, but Ethan had proven remarkably resilient. Dr. Morris attributed it to action over helplessness. He found a way to protect his sister, she'd said. That sense of agency helped him process everything. The doorbell rang, pulling Grace from her thoughts. Detective Chun stepped in from the cold, shaking off the chill. She'd become a regular visitor, checking in on the family and updating them on the ripple effects of their case. Today, she carried a thick manila envelope. The school board approved all the new policies, she announced, spreading the documents across the kitchen table. Mandatory reporting training for staff, an anonymous tip system for students, detailed background checks, including cross-referencing transfer histories, and more. Plus, they were implementing the support program Lily had suggested, peer counseling for abuse survivors. They're calling it the Baker Initiative, Grace said softly, touching the papers. Though Lily still felt embarrassed by the name, Grace thought it was fitting. Her family's case had opened floodgates, 3 other districts had already contacted them about adopting similar protocols. Upstairs, Lily finished her essay with words she'd spoken at Richard Cooper's sentencing: "Justice isn't just about punishment. It's about change. It's about making sure what happened to me doesn't happen to anyone else. It's about turning pain into purpose, silence into strength, and fear into hope. Sometimes justice starts with a single voice, even if that voice belongs to a second grader who just knew something was wrong. My brother saved more than just me that night," she wrote. "He saved every student who might have faced abuse in silence. He showed us all that the truth, once spoken, can never be locked away again. That's what justice means to me now, not an ending, but a beginning. A promise that while we can't change the past, we can protect the future. And that's worth fighting for, worth speaking for, worth standing up for, no matter how small you might feel." She sat back, reading over her words. Through her window, she could see the spot where police cars had parked that night, their lights painting the street in red and blue. But now, the view showed something different. Children playing freely, parents chatting on porches, a community that had learned to watch more carefully and speak up more quickly. Justice had come to Cedar Street, not just in a courtroom verdict, but in the everyday changes that would safeguard future generations. In the courage of those who had found their voices, in the strength of a family that refused to let darkness win, and in the simple wisdom of a 7-year-old who knew that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is tell the truth, spring bloomed on Cedar Street. Fresh grass scented the air, and new possibilities seemed to stretch endlessly ahead. The Baker house had transformed. Freshly painted walls, rearranged furniture, and windows left open to welcome the warm breeze replaced every trace of Richard Cooper. Signs of healing and growth filled the space instead. Lily stood in front of her mirror, adjusting her soccer jersey for the first time in nearly a year. The number 14 stretched across her back, and Baker was printed proudly above it. Sophie, her former teammate and best friend, had been elected team captain, and her first act had been to reserve Lily's old number. "Lily. We're going to be late." Ethan's voice carried up the stairs. He'd appointed himself her unofficial timekeeper for practices, taking his supportive brother role very seriously. In the kitchen, Grace prepared orange slices for the team while watching her children through the window. Ethan was demonstrating his own soccer moves in the backyard, making Lily laugh as he dramatically collapsed after each kick. Their laughter, once so rare, now filled the house regularly. "Mom, have you seen my cleats? Lily called from downstairs. Honey, right where you left them. The past 6 months had brought changes beyond their family. The Baker Initiative had been implemented in schools across 3 states, with more joining every month. Pictures of Ethan receiving his bravery award hung in the elementary school lobby next to new posters about speaking up and trusting your instincts. Detective Chun had been promoted to head of a new Special Victims Response Unit, using lessons learned from the Cooper case to improve how they handled abuse allegations. Emma Walsh now worked part-time at a crisis hotline, her quiet strength helping others find their voice. Ready? Grace asked as Lily bounded down the stairs, looking more like her old self than she had in months. Yeah. Lily smiled, then hesitated. Do you think I'll remember how to play? Like riding a bike, Ethan assured her with all the confidence of his 7 years. Besides, I've been practicing with you. The drive to the soccer field felt lighter than the tense car rides of the past. Lily sat in the front seat, window down, singing along to the radio. Ethan provided enthusiastic backup vocals from the back, making up lyrics when he didn't know the real ones. The soccer field buzzed with activity. Parents setting up chairs, kids warming up, coaches organizing drills. Sophie ran over as soon as they pulled up. You're just in time. We're doing shooting practice first. Lily grabbed her bag, then turned back. Hey, yeah. Thanks for being, she trailed off, unsure how to finish, but Ethan grinned, understanding perfectly. No problem, sis. Let's go show them what we've got. And together, side by side, they walked onto the field, ready to face whatever came next. Ask Explain.